minutes, so it's going to be just 10 minutes. 5. 5? All right, perfect.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm going to talk 5 minutes. Well, just let me get that right. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to talk 5 minutes about Vulnix. This is a NixOS security scanner project. You can find this on GitHub as well. Vulnix tries to answer a simple question. Are there any CVEs which list packages that are present on my system or in a specific closure? And what we are going to do right now is to try it this way. I'm going to build the login test. I hope everyone knows that one. So okay, it doesn't run, it's going to be cached. And now I'm just scanning this one, and what it does do, it's going to download the CVE database from NIST and matches whatever it finds in the transitive closure of this store derivation to what is present there. And this takes a few seconds. There we go. Okay, I just make the font a little bit smaller, so everyone should be still able to read that. So, and now we see that this derivation refers to several packages which do have listed CVEs in the database. So what can we do with this information? Well, it's obviously fix the stuff. So I'm currently working together with Graham just to get a scheme where we can regularly run this on some test cases and some reference systems to put this into the vulnerability security roundups. And there are a few other features in the pipeline. For example, if you just try to see this unzip thing, it is listed. Oh no, it's broken. Everything is live. Okay, but if we look into the Nix expression, even though the 6.0 version is officially listed, there are lots of patches already in, and we just need to handle that because it becomes really useful. But this is underway. So, and as a last feature, I just show I've written JSON output last night. And so their output is ready to be processed with some scripts. So I think this is going to be released during the next days. And then I encourage everyone just to get together, for example, speak to Graham and just get some traction into the security effort. Thank you.
So he will give his lightning talk after the lunch break.
Yeah.
And we will now have just 2 lightning talks.
Can I ask a question for the first speaker? Okay. So I would like to run Vulnix on Hydra. Is that possible these days?
Currently, it is possible when you've got a local Nix store with the derivation files in, and then you can just put them all into the Vulnix command line. So, for example, say vulnix star.drv, and then it scans the whole thing.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. My name is Nikolai, and I'm going to talk about how you can run complex proprietary software on NixOS now using a thing called build-fhs user-env. We have two ways of running it now. We have patch shelf, probably you're well aware of that now, and this one other thing. Maybe one of you used it for something, for building stuff or for running stuff. It's kind of fun because the first reason I implemented it was because I was frustrated with Steam experience on NixOS. We used to have other thing called build-fhs/root-env, which used traditional /root and required multiple steps to set up environment, required root, was persistent, there were other problems, and instead the new thing is implemented using namespaces, which are available in Linux 3.18. That allow you to basically run /root as a user using user namespaces plus mount namespaces. We construct, there are a lot of implementation problems because back when it was first implemented, documentation was scarce. Best source of documentation was literally reading Linux kernel documentation. Running examples failed, but well, it worked out in the end. And so what do we do is you specify a list of packages. We link them all to one big derivation, pretending it is like an FHS compatible environment. FHS stands for usual Linux distributions use it. It's about using bin for binaries and so on and so on. So we built a tree of links to our actual derivations, create temporary directory, etc. Inside it, and you get your FHS compatible environment. There's a thing called Steam Runtime. Well, historically all this was because of games, but Steam Runtime is a curated set of libraries that are expected to be on the system, and coincidentally it is a good enough standard because they have a lot of usual libraries like libz, libx11, libgtk, and so on and so on. And this is good enough for general proprietary applications that you want to run on NixOS. So there are two tools that can help you run things quickly. They are SteamRun and SteamRun Native. SteamRun Native runs things on your usual NixOS packages, but linked as if it is an FHS environment, and SteamRun is more specific things for running things inside Steam Runtime itself. It's not that interesting. So it can be used for running complex proprietary software, and at one point I tried to run Oracle server on it. It didn't work, it's too complex, but well, I tried. And it can also be used to build complex source trees. One of you try to build Android, it's a mess because it has FHS assumptions everywhere. Both Android and Lead, also known as OpenVRT, can be built using this thing, more or less easily. You can just jump into your environment and hopefully things will just work with make, they usually do. There are some issues because we try to enforce purity in some places, and it becomes messy in FHS environments because we filter out usual USR lib, usual flags. We don't use USR include for usual C include files, so we use a lot of environment variables to kind of patch that, and a lot of applications like to filter out environment variables, so things usually work, but sometimes don't, and you need to use some manual patching to make it work in the end. There are some other things that fail, But in the end, you can use build.fhs user-env to run fairly complex software without issues, and I hope that one day we don't need it at all, and we can, best of all, just compile things from source or use patch health. But if you have something very complex and need to run it right now, Steam Run Native or a custom build.fhs user-env can be your savior. That's all.
Thank you. That's it for now. We have a lunch break now.